All right.
Okay.
Today we are back with another Attack on Titan reaction video. Jordan, we are on episode number 12.
Number 12.
Season 4.
Season 4.
And the rewatches for the past 3 episodes were very enlightening.
Yeah.
We learned quite a bit that went over our head the first time.
Yeah.
And one sort of major thing
that we probably should have got the first time we watched it.
Yeah, sitting here, in all honesty, the first time, right, when I saw the name Bros,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, which character? We've seen that last name before.
You were thinking of Reiner?
No, I just couldn't think of the character that had the last name Bros.
Yeah.
But then rewatching, it was evident.
It was evident. And when it clicked.
Yeah.
And it hit
Yeah.
very hard because of the fact that Gabby now showed up at the door of Sasha's father.
Exactly.
And Sasha's father, with the kindest of hearts, just allowed them to come in.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know about what happened yet.
Right.
He doesn't know Gabby was the one who killed Sasha. But when it hit on the rewatch, I was like, wait a minute. What?
When did you find out during the rewatch?
As soon as I saw Bros and it hit.
I found out earlier.
Oh,
There was a moment, I believe, and I wrote it down.
yeah.
It
In episode number 70, or was it in one of the previous ones?
No, look, in episode number 9 of season 4. So I don't know what
68.
68.
Okay.
Jordan, seeing the encounter, right, between Niccolo, Connie, and Sasha's family,
Okay.
right, at that moment,
Yeah.
Kaya's name came up in the subtitles when she was crying at Sasha's grave. It was Kaya and her mother right there. And I said, what? Oh.
Kaya and Sasha's mother.
Yes, Kaya and Sasha's mother, and then Sasha's father was right there. Oh,
That makes sense.
okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And I mean, his accent. He may be one of the few characters in this show with that strong, deep voice.
Right.
And Southern Marleyan accent, as Gabby
Yeah.
thought. Yeah, so that was a pretty big reveal, although it was right in our faces the first time.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, there were other things in the past 3 episodes that came full circle. I know one of our patrons left a comment that said something like the past 3 episodes were episodes in which things came full circle. I think they pointed out to one in particular. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know another thing was the whole Luis Mikasa situation.
Yeah.
Right? Mikasa had saved Luis.
Yeah. Could we actually, before we discuss, our guy Randy Flash left a comment, and I think this is the one I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Could we read that real quick?
Sure.
So Randy Flash says, we could call this episode the full circle episode. So much happened. Number 1, Hanji is now hiding info from the people and seems to work against their interest, exactly like the Reese or Rice Fritz and the fake government used to. Shout out to Sonis, man. He really did warn Hanji, LOL. And I'm glad they gave us that Sonis flashback for those of us who may have forgotten.
Sonis does not look as crazy as he did when we first saw that moment.
Exactly. So that's number 1. Hanji's now hiding information.
Yep.
Number 2, Luis, as you mentioned, was saved by Mikasa. She followed her career since, always aspired to be like her. Now as a scout, she is as devoted to EREN, just like Mikasa. Another full circle moment.
Yeah.
And when Luis was a child, Jared, that scene I remember sticking out to the both of us.
Yeah.
And we're like, wait a minute. Oh, that's a beautiful scene. Mikasa just saved not only all of those people, but a mother and her child.
Yeah.
And that's Luis.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. Number 3, Kaya was saved by Sasha And now she's trying to save Falco and Gabby just like Sasha would, not knowing that one of them is Sasha's killer. Crazy. And I love that Kaya still wanted to save them, like Randy says, because that's something Sasha would do. Mm-hmm. And number 4, in the post-credit scene, Galliard is disgusted that they were led by a traitor all these years, Zeke. And of course, as he is saying this, they show us Reiner's face.
I mean, again, 4 points just demonstrating how brilliant this show is.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Right? And this is the blatant stuff for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of the other little intricacies have gone way over our heads still.
Yeah, and then Randy adds one last thing, the Southern Marlene accent that Gabby recognized from that man. All Eldians, and this is important for us, in parody are descendants of Eldians in Marley.
Yep.
That Marleyan accent was just preserved all these years on the island by that group of people.
Yeah, fantastic point by Randy.
Yeah, it's easy for us to sort of get discombobulated and lose important details. So thank you so much, Randy, for your wonderful comment. And Jared, Randy covers my discussion for today. I don't have anything else to say. This is really all I wanted to discuss from the past 3 episodes.
All right. So you have fully plagiarized Randy's paper.
Hey, that's what they're here for. That's what our patrons are here for.
All right.
So I'll throw it to you, brother, if you want to discuss anything before we jump into some comments, brother.
All right. So I'll begin with some notes from episode 9. Mm-hmm. In this episode, we learned a little bit more about Marley's military, which, I've been curious about for a while.
Yeah.
The Marleyan army is or was comprised of 50 divisions containing 20,000 troops. Mm-hmm. So that's 1 million troops in total. That's a lot of troops.
And that's just the army, right? Or is that the military in general?
Well, that's the military in general. And then they said there's the Marleyan Navy, which has 3 fleets and 21 battleships each.
Yeah, okay.
So, we're talking about tremendous conventional power.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite moments from episode 9 was seeing Sasha go buck wild, eating that lobster.
Oh, yes.
It feels like we'll get many more of those flashbacks to Sasha.
Yeah.
Right? Because she was a character who provided some levity to this show, right? Made us laugh, sort of made us feel like, oh, things might be okay.
Yeah.
And now she's gone.
Now she's gone, man.
Right? I wonder if her flashbacks will be used to continue to provide that levity, or if the levity's gone as well.
Yeah, a lot of people cared about Sasha.
Yeah.
A lot of characters cared about her. Nicoloho.
Yeah, man.
The way that he felt, you could feel it just looking at him when Sasha was eating his lobster. Jared, eating someone else's food is a love language.
Yeah.
Right? He felt the love just by her reaction. And that's a beautiful thing. And it made the scene with her father, him and her father, even that more powerful.
Yeah.
Because he's Marleyan.
Right. And on that point, seeing the encounter between Nicolo, Connie, and Sasha's family at the graveyard was heartwarming.
Yeah.
Right? Eldians and Marleyans coming face to face to grieve together.
Yeah.
And then Nicolo and Sasha's father shaking hands. Yeah. And then some notes from episode 10. The whole Mikasa Hizuru thing was interesting, right? Yeah. Mikasa is the only direct descendant of Hizuru. And I believe the woman, what's her name again? Is it
Kiyomi
Azumbuta?
Yeah, Azumbuti.
She said that Mikasa is Hizuru's hope.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what will come of this, right? If by the end of this show, Mikasa will end up leading the people of Hizuru.
That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy.
Going to another nation to lead the people? I don't know.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I did sense that Mikasa and some of the others did feel a bit like Kiyomi was after the money and the resources.
Oh yeah.
And I forget how Mikasa, I think, put it, or she might have been thinking like the only hope, or her only hope is like money, essentially.
Yeah.
Greed.
Yeah, and it was the ice burst. What was it? The ice burst stone.
Yeah.
Which seems to be highly coveted by the Hizuru people.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that was all for the money. And then just one more point on episode 10, we are constantly hit with these beautiful moments mixed in with all the death and destruction.
Yeah.
First, it was the sea, right? We see the scouts' first interaction with the sea. And then it was the sunset. And that was one of my favorite moments. I don't know if you remember at the end of that episode when they were getting sunburnt.
After working on the railroad.
Right, and it just pans to that beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mikasa's quote, brother. The world is beautiful and cruel.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And then some notes from episode 11. As we found out, Gabby and Falco ended up at the Bros stables. Thinking about Sasha's father's accent, I wrote down that Randy had a fantastic comment, which we just read.
I'm sorry to steal all your thunder, brother.
No.
We think the same.
We think the same. Randy's comment, like I read that like 3 times.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic comment.
And so many of our other patrons had such great comments. We're
Yeah.
going to have to loop back around at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe after the show.
Yeah, and like if you remember, Gabby was so surprised when she heard Sasha's father's accent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I feel like it was just a moment where the metaphorical blinders are slowly but surely being, I won't say removed, but being like scraped at.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Gabby's blinders, some other characters, they're being scraped at. And hopefully by the end of this show, Jordan, these characters will realize that they are the same people.
Yeah.
They're the same people.
And that may just be the point of this entire show.
Yeah.
We are all humans. We're all one.
And we all have blinders on.
But we live in
Right.
a complex world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We got blinders, man.
And then a few more points. It's clear that Hanji has a lot on her plate. And the stress and weight of her responsibilities beginning to show.
Yeah.
In an earlier episode, she made the comment about why Erwin would name her commander. And then in this episode, we just see her letting out a lot of sighs, you know, being really introspective. And then she said, I'm pooped.
I'm pooped.
So she's going through it.
And I mean, it must be weighing on her the fact that she is keeping information from the people, as our patrons told us.
Right.
It's a heavy burden.
And then again, the interaction between Kaya and Gabby was so incredibly similar to the conversations that we're seeing people have today.
Yeah.
Right? On the rewatch, my first thought went to the people on these college campuses, right, who are having protests. And you have people on different sides, a lot of young people,
Yeah.
you know, who are sort of, I won't say, I don't know, regurgitating things that they have not lived through in many cases.
And it goes back a long
Right.
time. Centuries, ages.
Right. And, you know, using the history and experiences of one's ancestors to justify current war and division.
Yeah.
That's just a parallel that I'm seeing in this show.
Yeah.
And our patron Nate cited some real world examples in his comment. And then Mango Juice had a fantastic comment on this as well.
Yeah.
Just 2 more quick points, Jordan. The parallel between Eren and Gabby and what they're experiencing right now and how they're acting is so very intriguing. But also, you know, think about what those closest to these 2 characters are also experiencing. Mikasa and Armin on one side, and Falco.
Falco, yeah.
And I just found that to be a very clever parallel that's playing out simultaneously.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And playing out amongst kids.
Yeah.
It's not like it's playing out amongst adults and they're having these tough conversations. Yeah. These are kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my final point, Kaya invited Gabby and Falco to the restaurant that Niccolo works at.
Yeah, that didn't click even on my rewatch until I read one of our patrons' comments. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I wonder what Niccolo's response will be to meeting these two.
Yeah.
Right? And possibly learning that they want to go back home. Right? Because Niccolo, he's a prisoner. He wasn't one of the volunteers, correct?
Yeah, I believe they took Niccolo, they took him in against his will.
Right. So he's being held against his will, even though he may have sort of adapted to life on Parody.
Right.
He may relate with, Gabby and Falco.
Do you think that he has any power in helping them get back home?
A little more than they do themselves.
Okay. Well, the very last thing we were left with, brother, is Reiner proposing that the attack on Parody occur immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. So things are going to get pretty bloody, I imagine, here pretty soon, Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were left with last.
Yeah.
Great points, by the way. Great points. Today we only have 2 other comments to read. These are a little longer comments, and I feel like they lay out some things and put a lot in perspective for us, just in case we don't fully grasp it yet.
Oh, yeah.
So let's jump right in. The first comment comes from episode number 10, and it comes from our guy, Kevin.
So Kevin writes, to explain Zeke's 3-part plan, just to make sure you guys fully understand it. This plan revolves around addressing the power imbalance between Parody and the rest of the world. Step 1 is doing a test run of the rumbling to scare the world away from attacking the island. Mm-hmm. This is like setting off one nuke to show other countries you have that power. Then saying you won't set off any more as long as you're left alone.
A little scary.
Can you imagine?
I couldn't. If us in the U.S. or another nation set off a test nuke, I feel like that would just set off a complete and utter nuclear war between many different nations.
Yeah, it would be utter chaos.
Yeah. Could I add one quick thing before? I know you're not done reading this yet.
Yeah.
There's this incredible, I believe she's a journalist, named Annie Jacobson. And she's done several podcasts. Recently, she's written books. The way that she describes nuclear warfare and puts it so starkly and so brisk. Jared, she lays out everything. I would highly encourage anybody interested in that to go check out Annie Jacobson. You just got to search her up on YouTube. She's brilliant, man. I'm sorry for...
No, that's a great point.
Yeah.
And then Kevin continues, this works in the short term, but they know that the world's technology will eventually evolve enough to even overpower the rumbling, and then Parody would still be attacked just 50 years later, or approximately 50 years later.
Okay.
Is the 50-year part something we learned in an earlier episode?
Oh, I can't remember if that's exactly, but I mean, essentially it sounds like they're buying themselves some time because the technology will catch up and evolve and
got it
to a point where the rumbling doesn't even matter anymore.
Got it. So maybe it takes 50 years for that to happen.
Okay.
All right. Therefore, step 2 is building up Parody normal war technology with the help of Hizuru. That way, in 50 years, when the rumbling isn't very powerful relative to technology, there we go.
Okay.
Parody will still be formidable and able to fight back on equal ground. All right. Step 3 is more just the obvious necessary step to make 1 and 2 work. The founding titan and the royal bloodline must be preserved and in Parody hands, or in Parody's hands, all the way until step 2 is completed, so that the threat of the rumbling is legit. Wanting Historia to have lots of kids is just being safe to make sure the royal bloodline stays alive. Okay. And then lastly, Hanji, EREN voiced their concerns about the plan, but we are in season 4, and a massive burden is placed on the audience to decide what is the right thing to do.
Oh yeah,
that is so true. And we're left like, I don't know. I don't want this power.
I don't want anything to do with this power, Jared.
Right? Either somebody decide or somebody come up with a good justification for your option.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah.
Right? There hasn't been like oh, that's what we got to do.
Maybe there's not.
Yeah.
Maybe there's not. Even a character like Armin, who we have constantly heard talk about negotiating, talk about hope that can occur.
Yeah.
Even Armin is left a little uncertain and questioning if they need to use the Titan serum on someone they trust so that person can eat EREN.
Yeah.
Think about how that sounds coming from a character like Armin.
Yep.
That's the point we are at in season 4.
Right.
It's real. It's time to get real.
Yeah.
Realistic. Everybody's going through some sort of internal conflict within this larger external conflict.
Right. And
It's tough.
right, adding to all of that, who can you trust?
Yeah.
You know, who can you truly trust anymore? You think about all these outsiders who are now coming into the picture, right? Kiyomi, Zeke, right? Can we really trust these characters?
We don't know.
Right?
We don't know yet. Can we trust Yelena
Exactly.
and Onyakopon?
And Nicolo.
It feels like we can. They provided invaluable information, weapons, knowledge.
Can we trust EREN?
I don't know.
Can we trust Hanji? Right? That's what the people of Parody are asking. Hanji, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, this has gotten crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Yeah, appreciate you, Kevin, and all of your insight. And we know many other people mentioned this plan and broke it down for us as well.
Yeah.
So we appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, Jared, we have one final comment, and this comes from our patron, Jay. And Jay writes, something interesting about this episode is how the political aspect, and this he's talking about episode number 11,
Yeah.
how the political aspect has come full circle for the government. Sanis, the interior MP who Hanji and Levi tortured, was lying and deceiving in order to keep order and peace within the walls. And we thought he was in the wrong for lying.
Exactly.
But now, Hanji and the current government are doing the exact same thing to the people to try to keep peace, since they can't say explicitly EREN betrayed the scouts and went against orders. The people won't care because he paved the path for a new future. So in their eyes, it's not morally justifiable to imprison him.
Yeah.
But this time, we're inclined to be on Hanji's and the government's side. This time, since he exploited the island's dependency on him to get what he wanted, effectively blackmailing the scouts and threatening Eldia's survival. However, we try to justify their lying because we know what happened and the sacrifices that had to be made to reach the present moment.
Yeah.
That is what's going on. We're left justifying, Jared.
Yeah.
We're left justifying their actions.
And I really like the way that Jay phrased the sentence here, saying that since he exploited the island's dependency on him to get what he wanted, that is the perfect way to phrase what EREN did.
Yeah. Being the founding Titan, or having the founding Titan's powers.
They're fully dependent on him for their survival.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he essentially exploited everybody into being a part of his plan.
Yeah.
Even people like Armin, Mikasa, he knew they would have to come.
Yep.
You think Armin wanted to essentially nuke that entire sea, kill so many people?
Exactly. That's the opposite of what Armin wanted to do.
Yeah. Jay continues, but what right did we, the audience, have to decide that the scouts were in the right and the government was in the wrong? What sacrifices did Sonis and the other interior military police have to make in the previous 100 years to achieve the illusion of peace they had in season 3? How do we know whether or not it was a greater sacrifice than that of the scouts?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Exactly.
I like the way Jay thinks, man. Jay finishes off by saying, but it seems like Sonis was right. There is an order to all things. And to keep that order, people have to make great sacrifices. Hanji is in the exact same situation that Sonis was all those years ago. And she has to bear it, whether she likes it or not.
Yeah.
Spot on, Jay. You, Kevin, Randy, and so many others are analytical geniuses.
Yes.
I don't know how you all do it, because you have a way with words that makes everything clearer
Yeah.
for us, and we appreciate each and every one of you and your attempts to clarify things without spoiling.
Yeah.
It's tough, man, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, and I love how serious our patrons take this.
Yeah, this is not a game.
No, this show, Jordan, is real.
Yeah.
Right? There are too many parallels to our real world
Yeah.
for this show to just be cast off as fiction or something. This is a real show
It is.
that has real consequences when people watch it.
That's right. And it elicits real emotions.
Yeah.
And we know that sometimes it gets a little fiery in the comments section, but that's life.
Yeah.
Right? We all come into this series, we all come into any series with different life experiences.
Yep.
So we appreciate you all showing each other grace. And yeah, nobody's right or wrong. Everybody's got an opinion. But as long as we're all respectful about it.
Spot on.
All right, brother. Man, I could sit here all day and just read words from our patrons.
Yeah.
But I think it's time for us to jump into the next episode.
Come on now.
We are on episode number 71.
It does not make sense.
We have less than 30 left.
Does not make sense.
We will be finishing this series in less than a month.
Does not make sense.
It is titled Guides.
Let's go.
Here we go, everybody.
Annie, are you okay?
And he's been hibernating.
お客さん、その子はおさわり現金なんですけど。違うんだ、ヒッチ。これは巨人の記憶というのは接触がきっかけになることが多くあって、何か重大な情報が手に入るかもしれなくて、決してやましいことを考えていたわけじゃないんだよ。そりゃ男の子だもん。兄の重大な情報が気になるのもわかる。僕が悪かったから友情を期したけはどうか。んなことしないっての。兄も話し相手が私だけじゃ退屈でしょ。まったく寝てるだけなのに何でも出るんさ。
Yeah, she's been asleep for a minute.
When you think she's gonna wake up?
I have no idea, man. No idea. And how's she gonna fit into the finale of this
Right.
thing?
Is Reiner gonna come scoop her up?
We need the jaw.
Right.
We need the jaw to crack it open.
You think the Warhammer could do anything?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
I wonder if Annie's still conscious.
Yeah.
Like, if she's still thinking, dreaming, what's going on?
Yeah. Right, because was Laura the Tiber's Willie's sister?
Yeah.
Right, she was awake when she was inside of her
Yeah.
crystal.
Right. la la la.
あの子に熱を上げるのはいいけど、世間はどう思ってるか分かってる。これ読んで。兵団が権力に固執するあまり、エレン映画を不当に拘束。兵団への疑念が過熱している。兵団は民衆の満足へ深いとは何も言ってないし、かといってジークの存在や地ならしの剣を明かすわけには。
Damn.
兵団本部全域を民衆が取り囲んでいた。おいヒッチ、お前も手を貸せ。仕事が不明。アルミミカサ、よかった、無事に来れたんだね。ようやくもらった時間を無駄にできない。急ごう。調査兵団の新兵、なんであの子たちがローマに。私はあの日エレンに会いに行きました。
Yelena?
今まで黙ってきたことをお詫びします。これでは義勇兵が拘束されるのも無理ありません。
また偉くしようらしい。
私は思っていた。あなた方は世界を知らない。このまま議論を先送りにし続けていけば手遅れになると。危機感を覚えていたのはエレンも同じでした。
それでエレン自らマーレの中枢に潜伏し、兵団を動かすように助言なさったか。
そんなことは言ってません。ただ兵政権に葉っぱをかける必要があるとは申しました。
それだけかの？危険を冒してまで密会するからには具体性のある取り決めを交わすものじゃろう。
おっしゃる通り、公の場であっても我々は彼との面会を申し出ることすら叶わない立場でした。
それでも密会に踏み切った甲斐もあり、エレンの誘導に成功し、ジークが望んだ通りの結果。そんなことでは意味がありません。私はただエレン・イェーガーに私を知ってほしかっただけで。
We wanted Eren's founding titan to crush Marley into dust.
我々が望んだ通り、マーレに大損害を与えました。
Damn.
いえ、想像以上です。彼はたった一人で我々を長年苦しめてきたマーレに天罰を下したのです。それほどの器の持ち主である彼が始祖を宿しているという事実。ピクシス司令、今我々が目にしているものが何かお分かりですか？我々は歴史が変わる瞬間に立ち会っているのです。
She's scaring me.
二人の兄弟
Yeah.
世界は生まれ変わり
Two
ます。
brothers, Zeke and Eren,
いや
彼らの近くで見ていたいだけなのです。
from their side.
つまり、エレンと密会した真の目的は
Yeah, what does she want? Right?
そうなります。他の義勇兵は私が密会したことを誰も知りません。すべては私の軽率な行為。あなた方を欺いたのは事実ですが、私の行動はすべてエルディアを思ってのものです。
わしもそう信じたい。エレンと交わした会話のすべてをお聞かせ願おう。うまい嘘のつき方を知っとるか。時折事実を
Ooh.
Sometimes you gotta mix the truth in to tell a good lie. Hey, that's the truth right there.
まったくこの後に及んで我々を疑うなんて正直失望しましたよ。俺たちは仲間でしょ。この3年間共に汗を流して培った鉄道も貿易もこの島を豊かにしたはずです。俺たちはエルディアに尽くしたのに。
すまない。10ヶ月前の鉄道開通式からこんなことになると。
まったくですよ。皆で エルディアの未来を誓い合ったのになんですか。え、イエレナがエレンと密会したことを認めた。本当ですか。
本当に知らなかった。
知りませんでしたよ。本当に。
本当に知らなかったと見える。私にはね。イエレナがそんなことするわけないとは言わないんだね。彼女ならやりかねないと思っているから。
そんなことは。
順序は正しくないが、君たちを拘束しなくてはいけない理由ができた。イエレナについて知っていることは全て話すんだ。我々の今後のためにも。
知ってる通り、我々義勇兵を組織したのはイエレナです。最初は互いに疑心暗鬼になり、うまくまとまらなかった。その度に彼女は自ら手を汚すことでジークさんや組織への忠義を示してきました。
How'd she get her hands dirty?
寝食を共にした友であって
Ooh.
も、彼女を疑ったマーレ人は全て自己死として葬った。
Anyone who doubted us.
俺たちもそれがマーレに奪われた祖国のためだと信じることで乗り切ったんです。
変だな。
え、
彼女は平成権に反発してまでマーレ兵の人権を譲らなかった。そこまでマーレ人に容赦のなかったイエレナがこの島で。
Right.
私についてきてくれ、おにゃんこぽん。
え、
アンジは相変わらず飛び回っているらしいな。
はい、確かめないといけないことがあると。
ああ、義勇兵一人連れ回すことを許可したが、君たちとエレンを面会させることはできない。
どうしてでしょうか。
義勇兵とエレンの接触が明らかになったか。エレンは義勇兵と密会したことをひた隠しにして今回のマーレ強襲撃に及ぶ。
Wow.
現在は密会を企てた首謀者や関係者への調査が続いている。エレンは今回の発覚を受けて以降黙秘したままだ。彼が単独で過ごしたマーレでの時間についても依然として空白のまま。おそらくエレンはジークに操られていると我々は見ている。他ならぬ君たちだから話したが、くれぐれも内密にと。
エレンがそんな。エレンはどうなりますか。それは
なんでもない。置き場に困ったものを先ほど新兵に運ばせた。
Is that another one of his devices? What is that?
エレンが黙秘するのでしたら、なおのこと僕たち二人がお役に立つのではないでしょうか。確実にエレンから真意を聞き出せるとは申しませんが、試して損はないはずです。
事態はより慎重を期す。話は以上。
Damn. Wow.
ある意味言う通り損はないはずなのに、どうしてダメなの。考えられるとしたら、
Yeah.
すでにエレンを見限っているのかもしれない。
But that's just one explanation.
もしそうだとしたら、始祖の継承者エレン
Oh boy, Jordan.
あ
親の会話を聞いてくる。
Going through
待ってよ。
recruit
大
application.
丈夫。バレないようにできる。今兵器違反を犯しちゃまずいよ。状況がこうなった以上、兵団の方針をいち早く知る必要がある。何があっても私はエレンを。
Did Eren just transform? What happened? What happened? What happened, Jordan? Oh, what
My-
happened?
Is that Zach Richard?
アルミ、怪我は。大丈夫。
Wait. The device that was on the chair or something, or whatever was on that chair.
Something.
あんたたち無事なの。
What about these recruits who entered the room? Right.
いきなり相当の 部屋だ。
Ah, the premier's room just blew up.
He's on the floor.
They killed him.
Oh, he's dead.
They killed him.
Oh, snap. So did they organize that or no? What did he just say?
Our anger just reached him.
Now the time to fight. I can't tell. What happened to the other,
The 3 recruits?
yeah. Damn. We believe a bomb was placed on it.
Sure, it had to have been Yelena in there.
彼なら一日中私と一緒にいたし、義勇兵は全員軟禁中だ。
では他に考えられる勢力は
あの椅子は新兵に運ばせたと総統は申しておりました。
どこの新兵だ？
総統は新兵とだけ。しかし僕とミカサは総統の部屋を訪れる前に本部から立ち去る新兵を見ました。調査兵団です。
Oh, yeah.
調査兵団といえば、エレンの情報を外に漏らして懲罰を受けた者どもがいると聞いたが、まさか。緊急事態です。エレン・イェーガーが力を貸す。
Holy.
Alright, it seems like another plan has just been placed in motion.
Was this a deterrent or like a distraction? You think from
It could
Eren's
be.
overall plan?
Yeah. What is he about to do, Jordan?
He seems as calm as ever.
What's about
Uh-oh.
to happen?
He looks all powerful.
Zachary was about to have Eren eaten, correct?
Yeah, I think he was taking applications.
Oh boy,
Oh,
this might be
shoot.
Eren's plan.
Hiding in the military, other allies. So it had to have been those scouts.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
大丈夫だよ、ミカサ。エレンなら分かってくれる。話し合えばきっと分かってくれる。
That's what he keeps saying. That's what he keeps saying. Oh boy. That's the mission right now for Eren. Find out where Zeke's being kept. That's the mission. He's hatched his own plan, brother.
I've already asked, are we sure this is still AOT? Now I'm gonna ask, are we sure that's still Eren? Are we sure that's Eren?
Well, even Armin couldn't recognize parts of him, man. I think that's how it's supposed to feel.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Trying to think about the Eren we first met.
Yeah.
The loudmouth kid who was just...
Like Gabby.
Now he's like, all right, let's go. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't it sort of feel like they're using Gabby in a way to show us how much Eren has matured
Ooh, I like that.
and grown and changed?
Yep.
All right, because Gabby's right in our face. That's the old Eren.
Yep.
That's the old Eren. But this Eren, he just walks up the hill with his shirt off, doesn't say
Right.
a word, puts on his coat or his cape,
Yeah.
and looks like a god.
Right. And even knowing everything, right? Eren, he may know more or a lot more than most people, Marleyans, Eldians, because he's presumably read all of his father's books.
Yeah.
You know, so even
The memories.
even with everything, the information, the knowledge, the memories within him, he's still dead set on whatever his plan is.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
Eren is scaring me.
He is scaring me too a bit, brother. Yeah, it doesn't seem like anybody can reel him in.
Yeah.
Not even Armin and Mikasa.
Yeah.
And they're trying. They're trying so hard. They just need to reach him, though.
Yeah.
That was their mission.
Right.
But now Eren's mission, in cahoots with these individuals, is to find out where Zeke is being hidden
Yeah.
or kept. And we know Zeke's in the forest, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. All right, we have an information available for public disclosure. It says New Eldian Empire, a new name for Eldia used by those on Parody who are sympathetic to Eren Yeager's actions. They have rallied around Eren and the name, causing disorder on the island, which is currently divided on whether to attack other nations or not. Okay.
So it seems like Eren has a lot of sympathizers.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are sympathetic to his actions.
Yeah.
Which helps his cause because it rallies people.
Yeah.
And it gets the people to ask questions and protest. Jared, Zachary's dead, right?
I believe Zachary is dead, and unless he was a Titan,
Yeah.
that man dead.
And they said a bomb was placed on his chair, from what
Yeah.
they believe. And then this guy right here, who just met with Eren, was talking about, besides us, here we have allies hiding in the military, including some who blew up Zachary.
Yeah.
So, this seems like it was part of the plan.
Wow.
I wonder if Eren knew this part. He had to have, right? Zachary's dead. Zachary wasn't a bad guy.
Some people think Zachary was the devil. What he did to that man.
Eren?
Oh. With his
Oh.
contraption.
Yeah. Oh, man. I feel like that's his freaky side.
Yeah.
In this world, that's how your freakiness gets displayed.
Eren. And then look at this graphic in the back. Like, that's Eren putting on the coat with the people behind him. That is cold.
That is cold. Let's watch him walk up again real
Yeah.
quick before we continue. That man walked up like he was Batman, Superman, and
Yeah.
Spider-Man all in one. Iron Man.
一体何が起こっているの？
Look, just calm as ever, Jared. Sunset.
Barefoot.
Barefoot.
Shirtless.
And he hands him.
多いな。何人いる？
ここにいる者以外にも俺たちの味方は兵団内に潜んでいる。ダリス・ザックレイを爆弾で吹き飛ばした者もいる。
No emotion.
こ
Yeah.
のエルディア帝国を救えるのはお前しかいない。エレン・イェーガー。
大丈夫だよミカさん。エレンなら分かってくれる。話し合えばきっと分かってくれる。
Woo.
ジークの居場所を特定する。
Alright.
Cold.
What incredible animation.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
By Mappa, right? That's the name of the studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 4 is indeed different.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was incredible. All right, let's finish this out, everybody. Here we go.
フロックフォルスター含め100名余りの兵士が檻の中から監視ごと姿を消し
Wow.
その全ての兵が
So Flock was one of them.
と同時に離反をしたとみられる相当の殺害も奴らの仕業と見て間違いない奴らでは困るな反平安破壊工作組織
Jaegerists.
The Jaegerists.
The Jaegerists.
イエーガー派の目的はわかるかハンジ
ジークとエレンの接触を果たすことが全てだ、そしてエレンを中心とした兵団組織の変革相当の殺害は彼らの強い意志をした兵団と接触を果たすこと
So they're hoping to bring Zeke and Eren together.
Yeah.
エレンを中心とした兵団組織の変革相当の殺害は
I keep missing that one.
エレンを中心とした
They'll reform the
兵団組
military
織の
with
変革
Eren on top.
相当の殺害は彼らの強い意志を示している
Damn.
今回直接の引き金となったのは兵団がエレンから始祖を移そうと画策していたからだ
Yeah.
我々に何の知らせもなく
知らせていればどうなるかくらい見当がついたぞ何よりイエーガー派の多くは調査兵団からだぞどう責任を取るつもりだハンジ団長
いくらでも処分は受ける。
Similar to what Erwin said.
無責任なことはない。それにイエーガー派はまだどの兵団にどれだけ潜んでいるかわからない。
Right.
そうだ。俺の目の前にいるかもしれない。
That's true.
不思議じゃない。
ローグ、バカなことを言う。
どうやって証明する？それができない以上は、お前ら調査兵団を野放しにしておくわけにはいかない。よさぬか。客人の前であるぞ。仲間同士でいがみ合うより先にやるべきことがあるだろう。ハンジ、ジークの交流場所を知る者は？
現地で監視に当たるリヴァイと30名の兵士、そして補給と連絡を受け持つ3名、あと私だけです。
ならばその3名をここへ。ナイル、ジョーの住処は安全か？
限られたものしか知りませんが、今一度確認します。
エレンがまず狙うはジークとの接触、そしてヒストリア女王。まずはこの2つの守りを万全のものとせよ。了解。
ピクシス司令、相当失った今、我々を束ね統率することができるのはあなただけです。何か今後の展望はございますか？
これはもうわしらの負けじゃ。エレンに降参しよう。
Is he joking?
That sounds like it.
兵団内部に敵を抱えておいてはどうにもならない。
Or maybe not.
仮に徹底して敵をあぶり出すにしても、どれだけの血が流れることか。そんな愚行に費やす時間はどこにもない。多くの兵に兵団を見限る決断をさせた。我々の敗因はこれに尽きる。
そんな相当らを殺した連中に頭を下げるおつもりですか？
ザックレーとの付き合いは長い。革命に行き革命に敗れるなら奴も本望じゃろう。何より4名の死者はその弔いの代償にエルディア国の崩壊を望んではいないだろう。
それではイエーガー兄弟に復讐するおつもりですか？
服従ではない。イエーガー派にジークの居場所を教えることを条件に交渉を図る。我々は従来通り地ならしの実験を見守り、これにエルディアの存続を委ねる。
Like she's just sitting there listening to
Yeah.
everything.
我々の親玉を殺された剣をここに不問とする。これで数百数千の同士が殺し合わずに済むのなら、安かろう。それでは各員取りかかれ。了解。
司令殿、
大変見苦しいものをお見せしましたの。
どの国も通った道です。
あなた方の安全も絶対とは言えません。どうか事態の収拾まで港でお過ごしくだされ。
はい、私どもエルディア国の勝利を心より願っております。ミカサ様、何かありましたらすぐに私どもの船までお逃げください。
清美様の心遣い感謝いたします。
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do that.
私はエルディア人ですので、生まれ育ったこの島の行く末を見守りたいと思います。どうか私のことはお気になさらず。
何をおっしゃいますか？私どもがここに来たのはあなた様のために。
地下資源がなくてもですか？
Exactly.
この国の主導権を握るのは誰であろうと、地ならしさえ成功すれば
Gotcha.
立場ですよね。
地ならしの力が本物でなければヒーズル本国からははしごを外されることでしょう。これまでの投資を水泡ときし、東美とけば最後を迎えましょう。
Mikasa.
でしたらなおさら頼るわけにはいきません。
激動の時代の中で東美とけば返事できました。今や金勘定に浅ましいネギツネの汚名が轟く始末となり果てました。ただミカサ様の母君が残された一族の誇りまで失ったわけではございません。この国がどうなろうとあなた様だけはお守りいたします。
Wow.
まさか相当を殺したエレン
She being sincere?
I think so. Like Mikasa's being treated as like a leader of that country or that nation, Jordan. Wow. Like, I wonder what Kiyomi or Hizaru will do to support Mikasa. And if that support will extend to anybody else.
Right.
まさか相当を を殺したエレンに協力するなんてな。
まだエレンがやったと決まったわけじゃない。
声が大きいぞミカサ。俺たちはイエーガー派じゃねえのかって疑われてんだぞ。
実際どうなんだよミカサ。お前は。
私とアルミンはあの爆発に巻き込まれるところだったと言った。これでもわからないの。
やめるんだ。ピクシー司令の言う通り、兵団内での争いは自滅でしかない。
では全てをエレンとジークに委ねることに問題はないとお考えですか。
いや、それは良くない。この状況を踏まえた上で、ジークやイエレナによって仕掛けられた保険が効果を発揮してきている。そして保険は他にもまだあると考えるべきだ。私たちはこれ以上無様に翻弄される前に、ジークの思惑を明らかにしよう。
Yeah.
もちろん私の早とちりならそれでいいんだけど。
何か当てがあるんですか。
彼女が守ったマーレ人捕虜の労働環境が怪しい。例えばレストランとか。
すごい建物。
こんなとこ初めてだ。
俺も。
よかったな俺たち。
It's Gabby and Falco, Jordan.
はうんと食うときなさいよ。
Oh boy, what's about to go down? What's about to go down? Oh, who that? Who is that?
I'm stumped.
Me too. Is that a familiar face?
Why she look familiar?
Yeah, it looks like a familiar face. Think about the people in Marley.
Peak?
Is that Peak? It sort of looks like Peak.
Right?
Yep. Does Peak still possess Cart?
I would imagine, yeah.
So you're telling me Cart may be in parody right now?
Similar to how EREN infiltrated Marley.
Yeah. All right.
Is that Peak? I can't really tell. Out of all the other characters, I'd say that's Peak.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a gander that that's anybody else.
Yeah.
But could be wrong. I don't know.
All right.
That's an interesting way to leave us here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. Who was going by? So Hanji, Jean, Armin, and Mikasa.
Yeah.
So they're on their way to figure out Zeke's intentions, right? That's their goal.
Yeah.
The military's. It has to be Peak.
Yeah. So many moving pieces right now.
So many. Yeah.
Right? Where literally, who knows what side anybody's on anymore?
Right.
I cannot tell.
Right.
Like Zeke, I'm confounded. I don't know who he's working for. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve. Right? Is he still in cahoots perhaps with Peak? Or is Peak here to fight against Zeke, the traitor?
Right. You have Yelena stationing the Marleyan, or the what do they say? Marleyan prisoners to work
Right.
at certain places like restaurants.
Yeah.
Right? Were Gabby and Falco a part of this plan? It doesn't seem like it, right?
I mean,
Does someone like Yelena know that Gabby and Falco are with Sasha's father?
you never know. I mean, at this point, I don't even know if it could have been a plan for Gabby, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe even Falco to get on that airship,
Huh.
right? To shoot down Lobov. Was that his name?
Lobov, yeah.
But that's not likely. But who knows anymore?
Yeah, I can't really tell. Jaegerists. That's a new
Jaegerists.
term that we learned this episode, brother.
Very fitting.
Yeah, and we learned that Flock and I think they said around 100 others
Yeah.
have defected with EREN and are now Jaegerists.
Oh boy.
This was Flock. That's Flock. I knew it.
Ah, okay. So this is getting very intricate, right? We've got a budding civil war.
Infighting, yeah.
We have all this infighting, and then we have all these other nations to be worried about. The last thing they need right now is infighting.
Yeah. Do you think Eren knew about the bomb? Or is he just willing to let people do their work?
I want to say this was an orchestrated plan because everything happened at once.
Yeah.
Right? The bomb goes off, Zachary's dead, and then 100+ people escape from prison, from confinement, including Eren. I don't know.
What if Mikasa and Armin were a part of the blast?
Oh, if they were a part of the planning of it, or if they were caught up in it?
They were caught up in it. They were injured, let alone killed.
Well, we saw Mikasa about to go back near the door.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wrote down that the goal for these guys, the Jaegerists, are to reform the military with Eren on top.
Yeah.
I believe Hanji said that, or somebody. Their goal is to reform the military with Eren on top. And was Pixis over here talking about essentially giving the power and surrendering to Eren and Zeke?
Yeah. I think he said because there would just be too much bloodshed.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, it seems like it's heating up though, right? The past several episodes have been like a breather. It's been information overload. We see some, more fun moments like the Sasha eating. Here, leading into this next episode, it seems like things are ramping up.
Yeah, and Jared, we can only imagine what's going on in Marley as they prepare for their attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are heating up. I think we should keep it moving.
Let's go.
I think we should keep it moving. I just want to go back to one thing. I think it was Hanji talking about the placements of the individuals that Yelena was handling. Yelena secured work for Marleyan prisoners in odd places, like restaurants, for example. What a big building. And that's them walking in Kaya. Is that Sasha's
parents? And the orphans, and then Falco and Gab.
So the purpose of Yelena finding the prisoners' work in these odd places, how do you interpret that?
I don't know.
Like to facilitate the overall plan, to help make it easier?
Could be.
Yeah.
How do you see it?
I'm struggling to put two and two together.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the building or infrastructure itself that is suitable for these people to be placed there, or if it's the reach, right? Diversify them. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Because we know Nicolo, he's working at the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, everybody. Let us know if we're wrong about this being peak here at the end. If we are, then we apologize, but that looks like peak to us. Thank you so much for watching this episode with us. We hope you enjoyed it. You know what to do. Keep writing in. We don't have many of these episodes left. We love hearing from you. We will see you for the next one.
We love you. Do not forget, be kind.
And keep an open mind, everybody.
Peace.